Hello folks, and welcome to this week's Carolina Outdoor Adventures TV. I'm your host Jim Carr, and this week we're going to be traveling to Murrells Inlet in South Carolina to meet up with Bruce Gustafson down there, and he's going to take us to some of the inland ponds that they have down there in the area and show us how to fish these ponds. Now, this was filmed a few years back, so you're going to want to make sure that before you just venture in on the private property, just get permission. Most of these folks are willing to let you fish some of these inland impoundments that they have. What they are is you have big places with big ponds like Lowe's and Walmart and different stores, and they need a place for the runoff water to go, so they build these big retaining ponds. Well, in these ponds are usually a lot of fish, bass, brim, and things like that. Now Bruce is going to take us down there. We're going to show you how we fish them, and we're going to show you what you need to know to fish these local ponds. So stick around, don't go away. It's going to be an interesting show, and we'll be right back. Well folks, we finally made it down here to Myrtle Beach, and I got my good friend here from the 843 Fishing page and 843 Fishing TV, Bruce Gustafson, and he's here to show us how to fish at some of these little golf course ponds and some of these commercial ponds that you see so many of down here when you're down the Myrtle Beach and Murrells Inlet area. There's tons of them all over the place, and they have some really decent fish in them. Bruce is going to take us around today to some of these. We're not going to tell you we're going to catch a lot of fish, but we're going to show you how you can come out here. You know, you may not like to go to the beach, but your wife might want you to bring her down here so you can take her to the beach. You may want to go fishing. That's fine. That's all you got to do. Come to these ponds, catch a few fish, have a good time while you're here. You're still getting to do what you like to do. She's getting to do what she likes to do. So we're going to get our stuff ready, and go ahead and start hitting some of these ponds and see if we can't catch a few fish, and show you how you can come down here and catch some of these fish too.
A lot of people call this Texas rig. This is technically not even a Texas rig.
Right.
This is a weedless rig, is
weedless.
what it is.
Yeah, it's a weedless.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The Texas rig would be with the weight up here to keep your bait down, and it's a free sliding weight.
Exactly.
But a lot of people make that misconception. Oh yeah, Texas rig. No. That's weedless rig.
Right. All right. Well,
let's see if we can
go ahead and throw some bait out here and see if we can't get us a few fish.
I like this point right off of here.
Okay.
I like to fish, straight up.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and we'll get started.
What I like to do is when I'm fishing.
Come on there, cameraman.
When I'm fishing, you may not be able to see it on the camera, but you can see it with the naked eye right now that the water is very clear.
Yeah.
So one of the things I don't like to do is just run up to the bank.
Exactly.
If you run up to the bank, any fish that may be along the bank, you're going to scare away right off the gate. You know what I mean? So I like to slowly approach. I like to investigate the water. I like to take a look at the water, and when I'm there,
get a feel for what's going on.
Yeah, get a feel for what's going on.
Fishing, up in the mountains.
Exactly right. Exactly right. And what I'll do is I'll cast out maybe 10 feet. I'll reel in, and then I'll work further distances.
Instead of going far and coming in, you'll start in close and then work out.
The problem
that way it's just anything.
Exactly right, and the problem with that is, like, if you cast far out, say you hook up with a fish, now you're dragging that fish through this school of fish that may be on the bank, and you're going to spook all those fish off.
Oh, there we go. All right, out to deep water. Got him a dumper right off the start this morning. Not very big, but, well, but you're not out here to catch the monsters, though. You're out here to have a good time.
That's exactly right. Bring him in here to you. Just a little guy. A little less than a pound probably. But still fun to catch. That little bass swallowed this whole bait. I mean, a lot of times when you're bass fishing, some people look at the bass baits and they're like, holy cow, what's gonna eat that? And I'm telling you, a little 10-inch bass, 8-inch bass, you could swallow a 2.5-inch bait. But that little bass that I caught there, about a pound, swallowed this 10-inch ribbon-tail worm. So it just goes to show, don't be discouraged by the size of the bait.
There we go, Bruce.
Decent size too, it's a little bigger than the one I caught earlier.
Well, yeah, there we go. There's some of that pond stuff you were talking about down there. You call it what?
Filamentous algae.
Filamented algae.
Yeah, filamentous algae.
And that's what keeps these ponds clean. But there's a nice little pond bass out in the back of one of these commercial properties. Nothing that any of you guys would go to the scales and weigh, but
no.
look what's hanging out of his mouth, Bruce.
Shark tail worm.
Yeah.
Bigfoot baits.
One of them Bigfoot baits.
And June bug.
And that what do they call that?
That's a June bug.
June bug color.
Shark tail worm.
Yeah. But there's what Bruce is talking about. And I would rather be doing this than down on the beach with my wife. Sorry, wife or camera lady, but you know. All right.
They're fun. They may not be big, but I'm telling you, they're fun to catch.
Hit hard.
Yep, they do. I mean, they really thump that bait, and a lot of times when I'm fishing these ponds, like I said, I'll cast out in an area, I'll move along. If there's nothing biting, I'll keep on moving, I'll keep on casting. Sometimes as soon as that bait hits the water, you get that thump,
yeah,
and it's just fish on.
Yeah. Well, folks, we're headed up. We've left the pond where we're at. Bruce is in front of me, and we are headed toward another pond he wants to know. He wants to go to, that he knows he wants to go to. The sun is really high right now, and we kind of think that these ponds being clear water and shallow, these fish are going to be moving out in the deeper water. This pond we're going to is supposed to have some trees around it, and they'll be in the shade, so it'll be a whole lot better. So we're going to go give it a try, and if we don't get anything there, we're going to take a break for a while and be back later on this evening and catch some more. Oh yeah, there you go. Now I'm going to find out what you're using for bait, and I'm going to switch. A smart fisherman would do that. Looks like he's using the same thing I am. No, or, yeah, you are, aren't you?
I'm using ribbon-tail worm.
Yep.
Purple and black.
Yep, okay. A little bit darker than mine. Longer. There he goes.
Go.
All right. Very good. All right, Bruce, we got a few minutes here, folks. What happened? We came down a darn gully washer here, and thunderstorms and lightning, and we changed locations. So we went in and dried off a little bit, and a little bit of time's gone by, but we're back at it. So I'm going to put a new bait on, and I want Bruce to show you how he rigs this up on these hooks.
Okay, normally, a lot of people have this misconception. They say when they string the bait on there, and they string it across, they call that a Texas rig. It's not technically a Texas rig, it's a weedless rig. You know, Texas rig is when you have the slip weight on there, and you're dragging that weight across the bottom, and you're stirring up the dirt.
Right.
So basically what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and rig this weedless. So what you want to do is you want to pull the bait like this, slide the hook down through the top. You come down about 1/4 inch, turn it, pull it back out through the bottom, slide the worm all the way up to the eye of the hook. Sometimes it's a little difficult getting over that weight. I like to use the weighted hooks when I do top water fishing, because sometimes the weight of the worm or the shad or the Yeti stick that you're using just doesn't cut it. Now you spin it over, come back here to where the curve of the hook is. Put your worm up there just like that, pinch it right at that curve, slide it up to the point, come through the worm with it, pull it straight, pull it forward like that, put the point of your hook just in there just like that. Now you're all set up weedless. You're not going to catch any weeds. You may catch a little bit of weed with the weight here at the tip of the hook, but more than likely not to get snagged up on any logs or any twigs or anything like that.
Now that there, folks, is how you get your buddy when you go fishing to rig your bait for you. You never have to rig a worm again. Just take a buddy along and let him do it for you. All right, Bruce. Another one. I don't know how much light we have, folks, but we're still hammering away at them. This might be the best one of the day, Bruce.
Could be.
All right. That's not a bad bass.
No, it's a nice one.
Look at that. Look what you can catch out here in the ponds. Good little fish.
Once again,
I hope the camera's getting it. Because we're about to close this out and head on out of here because we're probably a little backlit and we're losing light real quick. We're going to try to see if we can't get a few more. I thought I was out of it for a while, but there he is. Just now. One more fish. One. You know, you got that thing going on, folks. You got to get home. You got to get home. You got that appointment, but just one more fish. Just one. And this is what we're into right now. One more fish.
One more cast.
Yep.
One more cast. I hear you. Alright. That was a decent fish.
Yeah, you're back. Okay, folks, well, we're out of time, that's for sure. We just barely had enough light to catch that last fish. But you know, we had a great day out there fishing with Bruce Gustafson of 843 Fishing. We hope to catch you somewhere next week in the great outdoors when we do it all again. Thanks for tuning in.